So this is what happens when I get back. Put the saddle back. There it is. And the kids are all like happy. Yeah. Well, Hampton's here. You just can't see him because you're not supposed to. So this morning the Mount Pleasant newspaper came out, and a little while later we see the cops show up and they say, hey, we got a complaint that there was a bunch of kids here. Well, we just went into Walmart and got some food, and yes, we have 5 kids, so what the freak is the deal? You know, it's against the law now to have kids in Texas, maybe. So Hampton's over there, about to get some water, and someone didn't have enough to do. Okay, so the only person that we saw since we got to Mount Pleasant was a reporter that came here this morning. Somebody sent her. And she sat right where Michu's sitting, and she had a glum face, and she asked all kinds of questions and did a bunch of notes, and then she left and we went into the store. And when we came out of the store, lo and behold, there was a policeman waiting. I wonder what the connection is. And the policeman said, someone had called in and reported there's a bunch of kids in this bus. And I said, yep, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he said, well, I got to ask to see him. Can I see him? And so they all got out of the bus, shook hands with Mr. Policeman. His name was Mr. Booth. And we all got in the bus and the policeman left. So I just wonder who would have called the cops, you know? Yeah. So Michu said, you know, what was wrong with the reporter this morning? She looked like really sad and like something was wrong and everything else. And then a few minutes later, the police show up. So it was sort of strange, different, being in Mount Pleasant. So the policeman asked us where we're going and had to see the kids because the rules said he had to look and see if they're okay. And they're all doing fine. So he finally left. But it was just real strangely weird, you know, a weird morning. So anyway, maybe it was a red Cooper Mini she was driving. I don't know. But nobody else saw the kids. Nobody else knew they were even here. So something's weird, huh, guys? Ciao, utiko, nomala. So yeah, we were wondering who did that. Who did that little jewel of a deed? Call the police. Say there's kids here. Yep, there's kids here. We just got back from the store and they're eating a bunch of food. Michu says that in America everybody knows how to call the police. That's all they think about. Your horse is over here, your kids are over there, your bus is under there. You know, yeah. She says in Thailand, you know, nobody wants to deal with the police, so nobody calls them. And in America, everybody's calling the police like a bunch of crybabies every 5 minutes, you know. Like anything they can come to mind, they call the police. Like, you know, have the police take care of it. Have the police do something. Call the police. I saw a loose horse. Oh, it's not loose after all. Call them anyway. Yeah. No. Yeah, call the police. Give me a phone. 911. Yeah. So, Michu and I talked because the policeman said to us, someone said there's a horse here, the kids in the bus, a bunch of kids in the bus, and a horse here. Well, the horse was hid in the woods, and the only person that knew the horse was in the woods was the reporter that came from the Mount Pleasant Tribune, the woman that came to ask about a story, okay? And so the only person that could have called the police is the woman that came from the Tribune. So we looked and there wasn't any article in the paper or anything. So it was like you go to somebody's house to do a story because somebody sent you there, and you see this guy married with an Asian woman, and so you don't like that or something, and you see some kids, and they're not your kids, or maybe you don't have any kids, and so you call the police about nothing going on, that there's kids here, so the police have to come out and see if there's kids here, and yeah, there are kids here, and this is all their names, and how do you do, and everything. I mean, you know, be a real douchebag, you know. Come into somebody's house, and if you see something, there's a real problem, then do what you have to do. But just to call the police, and the policeman didn't even know why he was coming. He'd go, well, we had a report that there were kids here. And he said all the kids came out of the bus, and he goes, oh, okay. He says, that's all I needed to know. I just had to check, you know, and so that was the end of the story. But it reminds me of an Akha woman who lived in L.A., and her husband was going to school there, and she said, here we live in the graduate facility, the graduate housing, and people are calling the police on each other about their kids all the time. And so anyway, you know, people should get a life. So anyway, that was our experience with Mount Pleasant, or whatever you want to call it, you know. An unhappy, aging white woman who didn't have anything else to complain about. And where's the friggin' story? Come on, man. You took all these pictures. We wasted an hour with you on our morning. We didn't call you out here. And where's our story in the paper? Come on. Anyway. Michu says, yeah, well, it's so black-hearted about that woman, you know. You can read it all over her face, you know. It's like, you know, why would she come and do a story with a heart like that and a face like that, you know? So yeah, so why would you come just to jack some people up? You know, you never met them before. You know, you drive this little, you know, pregnant roller skate Mini Cooper, you know, and it was dirty. I mean, she didn't even take good care of it. It was like you know, everything about this was out of sync somehow. So anyway, it goes to show you, you know, so. Yeah, so, yeah, Michu brought out, you know, showed them all the pictures the kids had made. And the kids made a picture. They had a picture they made that was really nice with the helicopter and trees and birds and everything. And Aso came and gave it to her. And then the little girl brought out a really nice piece of embroidery and showed it to her. And so she thanks us by calling the cops. Hey, there you go, lady. Yeah, anyway, so whatever it takes to get her spun up, I don't know. All right, so that was a real interesting Mount Pleasant. It was like George Orwell, The Ministry of Love. Yeah, you said when the kids, the kids when we were leaving the town there, the kids were saying, you know, who was that scumbag woman? You know, why'd she do like that to us? You know. So anyway, all right. On to the next town, and we haven't had very many cases like that or people like that. You know, we have really good luck with people. Really have a good time, and we, in the small towns, the kids can get out and have a lot of fun, and yeah, so it's different everywhere you go. But Americans think the police are going to save them. You're going to be living in a police state that the Soviet Empire only fantasized about having, you know. So one fellow told me on the Highway 19 to Sulphur Springs, he said, Americans are going to get the government they deserve. And
Tin you
maybe
that
that's
me.
true.
Tin you that your has a majonia di ha you jimoga ko to lang a matter you do one to me tin you.
The little girl said, well, she probably didn't have any kids of her own, and so she wanted to make trouble for somebody else that had kids. You know, just can't stand that, the kids things.
No haja ka meeting you that lelo. Palato za yuji la tababi go musumi bi cheza ya jimo to le me that to do jaja.
Anyway, we got a great place to park, and everybody's belly's full. And I think we have 99, John. Lakachela.
No, habo so tido jo kabeli hopi lo mumu. Tido to jo.
Everybody is studying their books and playing.
La niti ine muima.
They found some old petrified seashells. And
to lo lila mala ho mapalama ni pola to simine ho to mala.
Yeah. The other kids are sort of like, when we get to a new place, they're like, these white people, what kind of freak show are they going to cook up next, It's like, what are they going to do? It's like, it's like always different, always something surprising sometimes. You always got to be watching out for what's going on, It's like, calling the police about the horse or something. So the kids are really perceptive about this sort of this underlying schizophrenia in America, social schizophrenia, and it's not like how you live a society or run a society. It's like all the people that carry guns around in their vehicles because they don't feel safe and stuff like that. So it's the kids are very perceptive about it, and they're always aware of what's going on around them around the bus. All the cameras everywhere in the stores and everything, and people have to go in the stores and steal things, and that there's so little social trust. So, anyway.
No, hoja chwa. No nga mo cho ho bala ko si ko la. Dano tipo la tia poco me to ni dano no nga po yo du ma si tipo.
Yeah, Michu said, and I think this is a really good point, that a lot of people have called the police about Hampton or the bus, or the police have come around to the bus where it's parked, or, is that your horse? And the police have never had anything bad to say to us. And it's always been somebody calling them, constantly calling the police, And but we haven't had any trouble with the police. When they come, we tell them what we're doing, show them what we got, and we haven't had any. To a dano pa TJ got on my job,
Oh, no ma jo dano tipo la hung ba.
So, yeah. So it's an attitude of the citizens, And we talk to the police. We hide the horse because the police will get a bunch of calls and they have to come out, and it's a big hassle for them too. So we see a policeman, we wave to them, and we tell them, hey, we're going to be going through town and we'll be out in a day or something like that, so that they know that we're there, because they're going to get these calls. And so that's what. Yeah, we haven't had, except for the occasional gonzo, we haven't had really any problems. People have been great. We go for one town, we get where somebody does something dumb, we get 30 towns where people are really cool to us and stuff. So it's the bozos are few and far between. Anyway, talk to you later.